Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing a preview of a pen that is going to be launched a little later in the year. This is by Melbourne pen maker Platypus Pens, Michael Liu over there, and this is the Model 20. Now I have reviewed and looked at a number of Platypus Pens models over the years. And last couple of years, and I've loved them, and this is a new one, and this is new for a specific reason. Now the profile is a little different. Here I have the Model 10 in the terracotta version, so you can see that there's a little bit more bulk at the ends of the pens, but the general sort of dimensions are roughly the same roughly the same kind of girth and length. It takes a number 6 size nib, screw cap. This has a medium Schmidt nib on it, and I can tell you, this writes absolutely beautifully. Little ink window there. Now, I should say, I will be doing a full review of this pen model probably in November, I think is when I'm looking at, because I want to do a couple of long-term things with it. And a couple of those long-term things include things like drying out and all that kind of stuff. But this is a preview because this pen is about to be will be launched soon, and so I wanted to cover some features. Now, what makes this pen interesting is that unlike the Model 1 and 10 and the Quokka or things like that, this is not a cartridge converter pen. This has its own filling system. You can take the end off there and you've got a little knob on the end, and it's not a piston filler like a TWSBI or something like that. This has an internal sac that is compressed and then sucks ink up by twisting this knob. So you twist the knob down, and what it does is it twists a little sac on the inside. Now I've got one here so I can show you. So this is what the sac on the inside looks like. And so when you twist that down, that knob, what it does is it compresses the ink sac like that, and then you release it and it springs itself back out, creating suction and pulling ink up into the bladder here. So it's a really neat system. And what makes this particularly cool is that all the parts, well, apart from the metal in the rod there and the nib and feed, which is an ebonite feed here, all the parts are 3D printed by and designed by Michael Liu over there at Platypus Pens, including the latex or the sac here. This is made from polyurethane plastic, or TPU, and then the rest of the pen is made from PLA plastic, printed, designed, coded, everything by Michael there himself. Very, very cool. Now this pen will be in a set number of like color combinations that you'll be able to get, and it writes really, really well. As I said, like I've had it inked already once through, and I'm going to fill it up today to show you that. And just so you're all aware, even though this is 3D printed by Michael, he put it under a stress test of these like rotations, and he put it under a stress test of 100,000 rotations, and it did not have a single issue. So these are strong, they're resilient, the material doesn't react with other, with liquids and things like that, so there's very little, possibility of staining and those kinds of things. And it cleans particularly easily as well. So the same way as you would fill this pen, you put this in water, like the nib section into water, and then you twist and release the knob on the end there, and it pushes the ink out, draws up water, pushes it out, and within a few squeezes, as you'll be able to see through the ink window, it gets pretty clean. So I'm going to fill this now, and I have Diamine Marine here, which is one of my favorite light blue inks. I should also say this pattern there is the Harlequin pattern, which I think is particularly striking in the way it catches the light. As I said, I'm going to do a full review of this pen. I just wanted to preview it. And if you are interested, you can talk to Michael. I'll link to his website, down below and all that kind of stuff. But it will be launching officially later in the year. Okay, it's going to be a little bit hard to show on camera, so I'll just say I've got the ink, the tip of the nib section in that bottle of ink there, and Squeeze it once, and that would give you, one squeeze gives you roughly like an ink, like a standard international cartridge worth of ink. And then a couple of twists gives you a pretty decent feel. Now I've got a bit of ink up there on the section, which I'll just clean off. And you can see it cleans up nice and, well, easily. Knob on the end there, and it holds about 2 or just over 2 milliliters of ink. So great capacity, easy system to fill and use. Here is the Platypus Pens. And this is the model 20. And the ink I said here is Diamine Marine. And this is, I should say, this is a steel medium nib. So this, as I said, this is just a quick demonstration to show it in action. I'm going to be using this for like about a week or so. I'll then leave whatever ink is left in there. You can see the ink, I don't know how well this will come up on camera, but you can see the ink moving around through that ink window. It's slightly kind of frosted by nature of the sort of plastic that's being used, but it gives you a really good idea. As I said, I'm going to use this for a week or so, and then I'm going to leave this inked on my desk for a couple of months, and then I'm going to come back to see how it stays, whether it stays, the nib stays wet, all of that kind of stuff, and then I'll probably empty it and then refill it for the review. So I want to give it a good couple of flushes through and things like that, really get to know the pen and see how this filling system works, within with a few sort of like trials and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and yeah, we'll see you later in the year with the full review. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you've got something you'd like me to look at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, please get in touch. I would love to hear from you. A big thank you to Michael for providing this pen for this video and for the review. It's really super interesting, and my conversations with him are always wonderful, and I learned so much about the process, and it's really great. So big thank you to him. And if you're in Australia or anywhere in the world, check out his website and jump on board. So in the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.